The myths that we have about HR is that they are just people pleasers and policy makers. It's not. When I've started reading about it, HR is more of that. HR is into strategy. HR is into making people happy, making a workplace a good place to work.
Every day is a learning experience. With about 30 years of experience, even today, it's every day is learning happening.
The way it is weaved into the curriculum is to be able to let our students understand that paying importance to such values on a day-to-day basis and not waiting for something to happen at a later date is so important.
While I was in Coforge, I was dealing basically with the compliance and auditing team, which requires like handling good number of people in a team and then managing the auditing reports and everything. But while I was doing it, I realized that I really need to upskill all of my abilities regarding people management and how I can deal or manage or even execute the processes inside that. So that was the reason why I moved to the HR, and I really wanted to learn more concept in that. I needed like to understand how exactly the processes and planning work ahead in the corporate field.
So while working in the hospitality industry, I realized that I am a people's person and I am good with people. I can talk to them, I can help them, and I understand the problems that they are facing. That's when I realized that if I want to make a change in my career, HR would be a perfect fit. And I enjoy being an HR or an HR aspirant, to be very honest, because I can utilize my skills here, and this is what I'm good at.
The best thing about this particular school, you can say, and the type of curriculum that we run is, we look at the challenges that the industry is facing, and based on that we continuously evolve our teaching pedagogy, which in fact makes the entire experience very different for the students. And I think that is what the industry is also looking forward to, because as you might be aware that this school has been co-created by some 32 top companies of the world, and they keep giving us inputs in terms of what is the type of curriculum that we should have and what are the things that we should incorporate. One of the latest things that in fact they gave us, I think 3 years back they gave us this input that design thinking is something that is the need of the hour. And we have made a very honest attempt at integrating design thinking in almost everything that we do as far as our teaching learning pedagogy is concerned.
The few most important things are, the number one is understanding the business context. If I'm working for a Mahindra or for a Genpact or for Deloitte, I should understand the business context. How do they ensure that they get business and they are productive? That's the number one thing. You may be HR, marketing, finance, anyone, but you have to understand that thoroughly. The second most important thing is your ability to learn quickly, ability to question what you are learning, imbibe that, and be able to integrate into your work and deliver. The third most important thing is to understand who you are as a talent. What do you bring to the table? What do you specifically, uniquely bring to the table and to the work and to the job that you are taking up? And the fourth is understanding technology. No longer a time to be digitally savvy, you have to be a digital expert and be able to integrate technology into the work that you do for various reasons.
So to be a future HR leader, I think that there are some leadership qualities one should have, and the one amongst that which I am like having it or developing, it's like a learning ability. I am a keen learner. I believe that everything which comes around you, you should be learning more into it. You should be ready to grasp all the concepts, and eventually when you'll put your mind into it with all those learning concepts, it will eventually brings out the best in you. So I think that is the one thing which I am doing best here, and I just hope that it should continue in that way.
At SOIL, we are very mindful about the changing generations, their needs, specifically looking at what is really important, is their physical wellness, their mental wellness, the social wellness, So trying to build in a curriculum which takes into account all of these, builds in a work-life integration understanding, because some days are very hectic and some days are very peaceful. Trying to wait for a day which will be just fine never happens. So the sooner you understand this in the way your curriculum is developed, in the way you lead your projects and stuff like that, the sooner you can understand how to take care of your own important, urgent, not so important stuff. We do a lot of activities to kind of build in mindfulness. For example, the 5 pillars of soil that we have, which is diversity, sustainability, compassion, ethics, balance, the way it is weaved into the curriculum is to be able to let our students understand that paying importance to such values on a day-to-day basis and not waiting for something to happen at a later date is so important. So we build in events and episodes to be able to let our students experience these values for themselves.
There is a lot of technology focus in our programs because we already have courses that are focusing on digital transformation. We have courses on the entire analytics, that AI, ML kind of a thing. We are talking about augmented reality, virtual reality, all of that in our courses. And even if you look at some of the tools that we use for the CRM, we are using a Sugar CRM, which is probably all the technology bit into the program. I would not say we're doing it all, and given the fact that technology is so constantly changing, we are constantly looking out, we're having our antennas up to see whatever is happening in the technology world, we are quick to integrate that. And that's work in progress for us.
The soil has a 32 company consortium, and which is absolutely one of the most the unique points of soil. And here, if I specifically talk about HR, the average package is somewhere around 10.7. But if I talk about people, let's say 50% of the people, the top 50%, the package goes somewhere around 13.5 to 14 lakhs per annum, which I think is great to start off a career in HR. The myths that we have about HR is that they are just people pleasers and policy makers. It's not. When I've started reading about it, HR is more of that. HR is into strategy. HR is into making people happy, making a workplace a good place to work. My myths have been broken, and I would recommend everyone to just get out of your comfort zone and try to make a change.
So I think the one advice which I would like to give is that firstly you need to focus, like exactly set your goals, that what exactly you want to go ahead with, say the HR or the finance or the analytics, but you need to be on that path. Eventually you need to be focused on that, and then only you can get ahead in your life.
I myself come with an HR background, so I'll try and be very objective. In spite of that, I must say it's a great field. It's one of those opportunities, it's one of those jobs or careers, I would say, which allows you to interact with a lot of people, not just interact for the sake of interaction, but interact to make a difference to them, to make a difference to yourself, to make a difference to the organization and to the society at large. Every day is a learning experience. With about 30 years of experience, even today, it's every day is learning happening. So it's a great profession to be in. And why should you use soil? I think soil has that beautiful blend of hardcore academics. We probably do the latest kind of courses. For example, I myself am going to now teach a course on the future of work. The curriculum is very dynamic and current, and also because of the consortium companies that we have, you probably are going to learn from the best in the country.
I think the number one is enjoy yourself. Enjoy the business, enjoy the people around you. Stop fretting over the small stuff. Look at the big picture. Try to learn and try to deliver something important on the table that you are sitting. The second would be, please leave your biases back in your washroom. The world has changed. You need to change it. You need to come out and be very open about the fact as to, embracing diversity, especially for recruiters. Please don't think that in half an hour interview you have enough credentials to judge a person. You can of course say that this fits into your bill, doesn't fit into your bill, but leave the interviewee with an enhanced image about himself or herself, because you are the person who has more experience, and you should do that. So this kind of ensures that a student who's studying HR has understood the entire play field of HR in relationship with other functions, is able to understand how HR today has a great balance of outsourcing, insourcing, technology. We have a very good course on HR analytics, which is taken by our in-house professor, Dr. Das. We have developed it over a period of time to ensure that students understand data, matrices, dashboard, hands-on in the entire employee life cycle.